Beauty is a mechanism. It is a tool that life uses through desire to encourage its creations to reproduce. Most people fail to understand this, so they allow their psyche to be driven by their senses, which results in self-hate and self-destructiveness. People hung up on beauty can be classified as being desire-dependent. Black people must conquer this mechanism. Our psychological stability depends on it. A mechanism is an intentional process in which an action is performed in order to produce a desired outcome. Mechanisms can exist in all aspects of reality. They can be mechanical, physical, chemical, or abstract. Beauty is an abstract mechanism, which means that beauty is subjective, and whatever the characteristics that determine beauty are in relation to race and culture, they all provide the same purpose to life. Beauty is a tool that works best when people are unconscious and desire-dependent. We know that beauty is a mechanism because we recognize that life is a single conscious entity. It is the collective awareness of every living organism on Earth, and it is in full pursuit of universal awareness. Humans function in reality using our senses. Our senses react to stimuli from the outside world and feed the information to our brain for processing. Some stimulations trigger the release of dopamine in our brain to produce a sensation of pleasure. Memories of strong stimulation from such things as beauty, music, drugs, sex, and even food build up in our memory banks as pleasure. If we cannot experience pleasure over and over, we use our memories to satisfy our desires in times of want. The main reason why people cannot see that beauty is a mechanism is because they either operate using religion or secular culture. Religious people do not recognize beauty as a mechanism because they view beauty as a gift from their God. Secular society also cannot recognize the mechanism because people are trained to believe that life is what it is. You have to learn to accept your looks and develop your own psychological crutches while celebrating and admiring those who win the beauty lottery at birth, or through good genes. A very popular saying suggests that beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, but is it? All races are susceptible to desire fulfillment based on beauty. However, some physical characteristics that one race may consider attractive may not be considered attractive in another race. Beauty can also be cross-racial and cross-cultural. As races naturally interact with each other, race mixing will occur, sometimes out of curiosity but mostly because of desire manipulation. If left unchecked, the physical characteristics that determine one race from another will eventually become indistinguishable. Some people may say that is a good thing for race relations. In a perfect world, race mixing based on desire and beauty wouldn't be a problem, but this is an imperfect world we live in. People are actively engaging in racial prejudice and racial genocide every minute of the day in every country on the face of the earth. If African people are not conscious about preserving our racial identity, we will definitely go extinct as a race. Colonization has already been responsible for the widespread rape and unwanted siring of mixed black people all throughout the Americas and the African continent. Furthermore, through multiculturalism, the unconscious among us are engaging in cultural and racial genocide. Their life is theirs to live, of course. On one hand they are right, but in many cases, they are only seeking to breed with the dominant race because they think it will produce better offspring able to compete in the dominant race's unethical culture. Some others are even attempting to diminish their blackness by bleaching their skin, installing weaves and wigs to hide their natural hair, or getting surgeries to diminish their noses, lips, and high cheekbones. They become like the oppressor, self-absorbed and vain, believing that they are better than others. All this focus on unnatural beauty has created a condition we call desire dependency. Desire dependency is a condition that creates numerous psychological problems for black people because the ideals of beauty are Eurocentric. Without a strong conscience, black people who live by religion and secular culture have become susceptible to desire, and because others control popular culture and the tools to manipulate it, such as money and information, they also have power over your emotions. Fortunately, beauty as a mechanism is not an existential problem for the life entity, therefore black people are left to manage our psychological problems ourselves. Fortunately, there are still black conscious Africans who, though they might not recognize the intricate workings of life, value their racial identity. They use mind over matter to rebuke the desire manipulations of popular culture. They maintain pride in their dark skin, their kinky hair, and their unique physical features. They are unknowingly fighting back against the mechanisms of life, but their actions are key to the overall black consciousness movement. Black women and man, we are not insects who are easily attracted to colorful plants. We have advanced cognitive abilities which we need to use if we truly desire to escape the mechanisms of life and the manipulations of popular culture. We must make a conscious effort to love ourselves. It's the only way to return our youth to valuing the beauty of our race, and it is one of the ways of ultimately preserving our longevity.